I think I'm gonna hear Razor's screams in my sleep for the rest of my life, okay? But look, no, seriously, this episode had a variety of scenes that I thoroughly enjoyed. It was such a good episode. I give it like an 8.5 out of 10. There was just a lot going on. You better believe we're gonna talk about it all. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up button to support the channel. Last but not least, join the conversation because I want to hear what you guys have to say about episode 8. We're on episode 8 already. This is the official Baddies West after show. We do it here each and every Sunday night. Make sure you subscribe and tune in. Let's start off with how last week pretty much goes into this week's episode, of course. Last week ended with the crazy fight between Razor and Stunna Girl. We saw them literally fighting on the private jet. How fucking embarrassing. Razor, as she's getting off the plane, says that she doesn't want to be that girl that can't fly on the private jet anymore. Huh. I think you're a little too late for that one, sister girl, because I wouldn't take you anywhere. If it was me, Razor is on the no-fly list. My personal the Zeus no-fly list if it was me. We gave Razor a chance. She blew it. This is the second time she showed her ass and acted a fool. It always happens when she drinks. When she's sober, she's a cool chick from what we've seen. She can't handle her liquor. Y'all see how she even screamed at the producer when she was getting off of, she screamed at Matthew. He's one of the producers on their team, and she screams at him and tells him, "Get me a fucking car right now." I'm like, damn, girl, just chill out. Like, it ain't that deep. You literally getting off a private jet and you that mad? I'm just like, what the fuck? It was real trashy behavior. Let's call it for what it is. It was trashy ass behavior. Now she's on the bus. She's drunk. She's screaming. Razor is just belligerent. And Natalie's trying to tell her, like, look, this is an airport. This is a federal building, or not a federal building, whatever you call it. Or maybe it is. Is it federal? I don't know, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, this is a really important place that we're at. You just can't be acting up here. You can go to jail. You're going to be on the no-fly list, and you could get some fucking federal charges. Yeah, that's where I was looking for, federal. And again, bravo to the security. Give security a raise. I constantly say that. These security go through so much shit. Think about a regular security guard for like a celebrity. They don't have to worry about constantly breaking up fights. They're just there. You know, every now and then they have to push a fan out of the way. But these Zeus security guards, they have to nonstop be on the defense and ready to separate these girls and like give them a raise, Zeus. Now, Natalie is super embarrassed, and I feel exactly how she felt. Like, I don't blame her because she was pissed, and she's like, look, I like to fly. I have to fly for my business and my work. I don't need to be on the no-fly list because of you bitches fighting. And I mean, I 100% agree with her on that. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. Stunna says that she didn't like that Razor now Stunna Girl's in a totally separate vehicle now because they're got them on separate vehicles. And she says that she's telling the security guards sitting there talking to him that she didn't like the way that Razor was talking to her. And I mean, I can kind of see where she was coming from. It doesn't give you the right to swing on nobody. And I just think Stunna Girl just ain't used to nobody or doesn't like anybody telling her any kind of criticism, whether it's constructive or destructive, but specifically constructive criticism. She doesn't like to hear it. And I mean, a part of life and a part of growing is accepting criticism sometimes. Razor in the other bus now did y'all see her yelling and screaming in Lowe's face? Like, Lowe wouldn't do nothing to you. And now she's screaming in her face, red face, spitting. I mean, look at the mess. Like, but you know what? At what point does Zeus step in? Like, every single show that Zeus does, there is a liability. At what point? I'll keep saying it. Somebody gonna get hurt or end up dead over some shit that happened on Zeus because there's just no breaking point. There's no, like, come on now. Like, at this point, I almost feel like Razor should have been sent home, honestly. Or one of them, at least. Send a girl, send Razor Girl and send a girl home. I mean, I don't know. So they have to come to some sort of resolution. Now, Stunna Girl has been in now 4 fights in a row. Even on a private fucking jet. 4 fights in a row. So it's just like, that's another example of like, damn, I know this is part of their brand. This is part of the Zeus brand. This is what they do. But it's like, shit. You know, Natalie was like, let's go down the list of the fights that Stunna Girl has been in with. Rolly, Tommy, Biggie, Razor. Okay, now, we see on the bus, you know, because the girls are on the bus in their pajamas still. Remember, they robbed a store in the last episode, and they're in their PJs and all that good shit. We see them sitting there, and they FaceTime Krishan to see where she's at. She's not there. She's still in LA. She's got a court date coming up. She tells the girls that she will catch up with them later. And I figured Krishan wasn't going to be around much because of Blue. I figured she wasn't going to be able to get out from under him. But, you know, court, whatever. Now, Rolly comes up with the idea on the bus for the girls to talk about themselves a little bit, their past, their life, that type of thing, because they didn't really get to do it last season. All it was just fighting and drama, just like this season. So I appreciated that from her, that she wanted to kind of switch it up and do something different other than constantly fighting and arguing. So all the girls on the bus are going to go in like a circle and just pretty much talk about where they came from, how they grew up, what made them who they are today. And we hear Rolly talk a little bit about her depression, which was shocking because I never would have known that about Rolly. She seems very confident. She always puts a smile on for the most part, and you would never know that. But they say that about depression. A lot of people, you can't tell that they have it. Some people, you can't tell that. She also talked about living in a homeless shelter with her son or her child, which I thought was huge to hear, because to see someone go from what she went through, living in a homeless shelter, having a child, going through depression, and now you're on this TV show, you're making great money, you're traveling, you're meeting people. It's just inspirational to see. It's nice to see what she, you know, her journey and her story. Kat talks about losing her best friend to COVID. And we hear Biggie talk about her childhood and how she was bullied in school and those types of things, which sort of made sense to me as to why Biggie acts the way that she does. Because, and I mean that in the way, like, always trying to show off or be a big moment and do these things that she's doing for cameras. I think it's because maybe comes from her being bullied, and now maybe she's just excited and happy to be where she's at, and she's like doing a fuck you to the people that she grew up with that bullied her. You know, does that make sense? Like, I don't know, I was kind of thinking maybe that was a correlation between Biggie's behavior and her being bullied. Now, Tommy didn't really talk about anything. Y'all notice that? We didn't really get anything from Tommy. She didn't really want to talk, even though I wanted to hear her say something about her past and her life. We really didn't get that from her. But other than that, I really enjoyed that scene overall. Like, we got to see something else other than some stupid petty drama and them fighting. I liked that scene. I hope we get more of that raw, in-depth shit. Not all the time. I know we gotta have the balance. We gotta have the drama. I get it. I'm here for it. But I would much rather have been on that bus ride with Tommy and Biggie and Kat and DJ Sky and Rolly. I would have much rather been on that bus than that private jet any day with them fighting. I'm gonna say hoes, but I don't mean it. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Now back on the bus, because you know they got off the private jet and now they're on a Sprinter van. You got Natalie, you got Scotty, you got Low London, and you got Razor. They're getting on the Sprinter van bus, and they've got Stunna Girl in a separate vehicle. Razor doesn't want Scotty sitting next to her. She looks over at her and says, "Bitch, why the fuck are you sitting next to me?" Still drunk, might you add. Now she's FaceTiming Krishan. Krishan, what the fuck? This bitch done a girl done try to put her hands on me. She swung at me. I'm like, why are you dragging Krishan into it? You know Krishan don't give a fuck about what you got going on, girl. She got enough fights going on in her own life to be worried about what you and Stunner Girl got going on. Now, we see them get to the Arizona house, which was very beautiful, mind you. They pull up to the Arizona house. Natalie and them do. And Natalie starts talking to all the girls like they're her motherfucking children. Rightfully so, in a way, because I understand her frustration and being pissed after just seeing what she saw and was caught up in that private jet between Stunner Girl and Razor. And she tells everybody, like, you know what? Get in here, find somewhere to fucking sleep, and go to bed. Nobody needs to be fucking fighting. We gotta go to the club tomorrow. We got shit to do. Like, leave all this drama and shit at the fucking door. And I mean, do you blame her? Do you blame her? And Lo and Scotty knew that she wasn't talking to she wasn't talking to them. She talking to motherfucking Stunner Girl and Razor. Keep your hands to yourself, face forward, walk in the home, and go to bed. Since y'all don't know how to act. Now, let's get to these rooms, child. Because, child, Zeus, what were you doing? Yes. Yes. The house was beautiful. But that bedroom that they had Scotty and Biggie in, not Scotty and Biggie. Was it Scotty? Scotty, Biggie, and DJ Sky. That's who it was. That bedroom, y'all had them in with the 2 bunk beds in that room that was like smaller than my bathroom. I was just like, God damn. I would have been pissed too. We got all this luggage. We're traveling from city to city. They're females for one, so you know they're gonna have 20 outfits per day. All this makeup, these shoes. And you know, they're women. Like I just said, they're women. They need space. They need an area to get ready, get dressed. You know, they don't need to be laying on top of each other. So I'm like, Zeus, what is this? I would rather, instead of getting us these big fucking mansions to stay in every night, get us our own hotel rooms, because I need my own space. And it's literally 2 bunk beds like this in a corner for 3 girls to share in this room. Biggie's pissed about her room. She's upset. But respectfully, Biggie, you are a new girl. These girls had to deal with this last season when they were on the road in the South. They had to deal with these type of bedrooms. Now, the respected girls who are OGs, they get their own room for the most part, unless you're Scotty. So you gotta suck it up and get your room. But ultimately, she got her way because she went and found Tommy. Tommy's room was diagonal to hers. Tommy had this big, nice room, so Biggie's gonna be sleeping with her. Tommy wants Biggie to stay in her room, and she said she feels comfortable with these certain group of girls who are sleeping next to her in this little wing of the house. They're almost like Tommy's hoes and Tommy's the pimp. Now in the kitchen, we've got Natalie, we've got Tommy. They're in the kitchen together, they're talking, and Natalie tells Tommy, look, if anyone fights tonight, they're going home because they got a club appearance to go to. So she's like, if anybody fights tonight, they're going the fuck home. So I'm like, I'm interested to see how this plays out, because if anybody fights, are they going to really send them home? They've never done that before. But sometimes I feel like from a producing standpoint, from a CEO of a company standpoint, it would be necessary to send some of these liabilities home. Now, I get they don't want to send like a Stunner or a Razor or a Tommy home because they bring the drama, they bring the ratings. So it's probably hard to decide, like, do we send them home? Do we not? Now, the scene with Kat and Stunner was giving Baddie, okay? That scene with Kat and Stunner Girl walking with their little like Skims on. I don't think it was Skims, but it looked like Skims. Everything. Their bodies were everything. I'd love to see it. And then the scene with Tommy and Razor. Razor was fucking gorgeous with that black curly hair, her makeup, the tattoos, the little blue jean corset. I mean, fucking beautiful, breathtaking from head to toe. Loved to see it. And she's such a nice girl when she's not drinking. She's so classy and poised and sweet when she's not drinking. Like, stop, Razor, please. Razor says she insists that it's not the alcohol. Now, come on home, girl. You know it's the motherfucking alcohol. That turns you into a different person, baby. Now, Tommy and Razor sitting there. Natalie and Scotty come in. At some point, Scotty addresses her issues with Razor that, hey, on the private jet, on the bus, you were telling me when you were drunk, like, hey, I don't want you fucking next to me. So they talk that out. Razor tells her, look, I promise you it's just because I was drunk. We don't have any issues. They're squashed. And it was just nice to see the four of them. They sat there like grown women. They talked it out. They laughed it out. They hashed it out. And it worked out in the end. Now they're finally getting ready to go out to their next booking, to the club. And Natalie gathers all the girls around to finally, after 3 seasons, show us the bag. Because y'all know, for seasons, we've heard them talk about getting to the bag, getting to the bag. We're getting to the bag. We're getting to the bag. So much so to where the fans held their feet to the fire on social media and constantly made fun of the show, saying, where is this bag that they're getting to? Where is this bag that they're getting to? So finally, Zeus has said, you know what? We're going to show them what the bag looks like, right? So Natalie gathers all the girls around. She's got one big stack of money in her hands. And she says that they made $20K off of a club appearance that they went to. And I'm like, damn, $20K? That's pretty good. But there's 11 girls. There's 11 girls. Now, before we get into that, she tells them, she wants to get the performances that they do more organized so they aren't figuring it out as they go. And I'm just like, why didn't nobody figure this out before y'all even went on the road? Y'all mean y'all had no plan when you got up there on that stage on night 1? Why did nobody already have a plan and a set list and all that written down? That didn't make any sense to me. Rolly says that she thinks that the performers should get the most money when it comes to the $20,000 because there is 11 girls. And she says that her voice is gone and Krishan's voice is gone. So they put out more work than pretty much the other girls do when they go to these different cities. And I just don't know how I feel about that, because if that's the case, let me cut and record a song real quick. Let me jump on stage and let me perform so I can get that amount too. Like, I really didn't understand and I didn't agree with Rolly and Tommy saying, hey, we as the performers should get more, because they're performing, first of all, they're performing one song. You're performing one song. So, number 2, your voice isn't gone because you're sitting there arguing about it and raising your voice about it. Number 3, it's not like you're performing a 10 to 15 set song. Like, y'all are performing one song in the club, and I'm not discrediting that. I know it's talent, and I know that singing can take work, but you're not wearing your vocals out after one song. And this is not a concert tour. Even Low London told her, look at the flyer. It doesn't say performances by. It's got the Baddies. It's got the Baddies up there. And how do you know that when these people go to the club to see the Baddies, they're not more excited to see Low London, Kat, Natalie, the original Bad Girls, over Tommy and Rolly? Like, that's just me. There's already 11 of y'all. Split the money equally 11 ways. That way, there's a bigger profit and an equal profit for everyone. Because if they gave the performers more money, the other girls might end up with $1,000. Maybe $1,000. Like, no, that may seem like a lot of money to some, but some people make that more than that than at their 9 to 5. Like, no. All the girls were looking. Notice how Kat and some of them were looking at Rolly like, Lo is standing her ground, though. I'm proud of her, and I'm kind of upset that no one spoke up. No one else spoke up. They let Lo take the beating, even though everyone else knows that they were thinking the same thing. I'll take it back as far as Kat. Kat said a few things when Tommy started getting loud and buck, but Lo is standing her ground on wanting everybody to be paid equal. Tommy and Rolly think otherwise, and Tommy starts getting pissed. She starts getting irate because she's a performer, and she's like, "You think you should make more money than me, who's been in this game for so long?" Da 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 da. And then at one point she says, I'm a producer. I'm not the talent." Yes, ma'am, you are. For those who don't know, the talent is the cast member. Tommy's saying that she's not a cast member. She is just a producer. No, you are not, Tommy. You are definitely more of the talent. Are you staying up until 2 a.m. Writing out scenes that happened that day, creating schedules, clearing locations, communicating with the cast? Are you doing all that? Are you handling budgets? No, ma'am, you're not. Your producer title is a vanity title. You are a cast member. Tommy's ego is just, it's in the way. And she keeps screaming, "I'm the special guest to y'all. I am your special." This is what Tommy pretty much thinks. She pretty much thinks the flyer is one big picture of Tommy, and it's come to the club to see Tommy with special appearances by these young ladies. She thinks that she's like the main attraction and they're just the opening acts. No, you're all equal. Because a lot of these fans that are showing up are Bad Girls Club fans. And Tommy, they ain't like, come on now. I'm not taking away from her that she's not talented and that she's not a reality star. She doesn't have her own star power, because I know she was on Love and Hip Hop. But like, chill, chick. Please chill. Tommy was doing way too much. And Lo, London, and Kat were on TV way before Tommy was. Because she was talking to them like, "I've been doing this." Yeah, but they were on TV back in BGC 5 Miami aired in like 2010. I don't think Tommy was on Love and Hip Hop then. Hell, I think Love and Hip Hop just started. Let's see. Tommy's ego is just huge. Anyway, that's pretty much the episode. That ending of that episode ended with Tommy screaming at the girls because she's pissed that they think they should all get paid equally. And Tommy thinks that she should get paid more because she's a performer. Let me know what you all thought about this episode. Do you think all the girls should get paid equally with the $20,000, or should the performers get paid more? Let me know what you think about that and this episode in the comments. Join the conversation each and every Sunday night on Damien After Dark here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get up-to-date notifications when I post new content. Last but not least, hit this like button, the thumbs up button, so this video can be shared out throughout the YouTube community. I love you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out my Bad Boys cast reveal video up right now. Love you guys.